Okay, now I'm live. Should be live on Facebook. I should be live on Facebook, but it's not giving me. What the hell? Oh, okay, what the hell? Okay, Monkey Boy, I just gave you the link. Monkey Boy, I just gave you the link, please. Okay, we should be streaming to Facebook now.
Yep,
It
says
won't.
live.
Yeah, it won't record us onto Facebook, and there'll be a lag.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I'll show you, but it's it's doing something. Oh, won't it's yeah, it's creating like sub closed captioning.
Okay. So it says live in the top
Yeah,
corner now. So is that live on StreamYard and YouTube or Facebook?
just Facebook. I just have it on Facebook right now.
Okay.
See, we're on. Yeah, this sucker does not want me to give out the Facebook link for some reason. I don't know why. Well, here we go. There, I just gave you the Facebook link, but if you go there, you'll want to mute it. But there'll
Um,
be there'll be a delay.
well, I can just stay on here, can't I?
Yeah, you can stay on here, but if you just want to be able to see the video from.
Oh, I don't think that will work on my mobile because I won't be able to look at both at the same time.
Okay, well, this won't record. This won't record since I'm I have I'm on, I don't have a paid account on StreamYard. StreamYard won't record this, but the video might stay up on Facebook afterwards. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes.
So how have you been doing today?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I got a couple of things in the post, a couple of new figures, which was pretty cool. I've got them just here actually.
Okay.
I got a Three Jokers Batman figure from McFarlane.
Yep, I
Um,
see.
my light is sort of glaring on the. It's a bit difficult to see. It's not actually that great a figure. The pins in the elbows are really
Mhm.
visible. If you see that, they're like it's not
Yeah, I
such a
can
great.
see them. I can see
Yeah,
something, and like it's pinned
yeah,
together.
yeah. I mean it's okay. I quite like the face sculpt, but it's not my favorite figure. And then I got a Joker, a Three Jokers Joker comedian figure as well. Um, I'm trying to show you without the. There we go. If I can get it in between the light,
Yeah, but that
he looks.
that light is so bright.
I know. So yeah, how have you been? What have you been up to?
Well, I can show you. I I had a birthday recently, so
You did, yes.
there's my card, and let me show you these figures I got recently. I haven't opened any of these figures up yet, though, but recently I got a bunch of the Marvel Legends figures.
Okay.
I got Loki,
Oh yeah, yeah. Cool.
and then I got Spider Woman.
Nice. Nice. That's a great card back.
Yeah, and I got Doctor Doom from the
Oh,
Fantastic Four.
cool. Cool. Will you be opening them or are you going to leave them on the
Yeah, I'll
card?
be opening them. And then I got Mr. Fantastic,
Okay, cool, cool.
and I got the Invisible Woman,
Oh, okay, cool. Excellent.
and then I got Ben Grimm the Thing. So
Oh, wow.
I've got all
Nice.
four of them.
That's cool.
Well, that's just three of them. This will make it an even four. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch.
Nice. Is that translucent?
Yeah, it looks like he is a bit like that. Like my
Yeah.
Iceman one's a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
You can see.
Oh, cool. How do you open them? Do you get a blade and cut the bubble off, or do you just rip it off?
I either rip it off, or I'll use this. Like I'll get a letter opener, or I'll use the scissors.
Aha. Because those card backs are really nice. If it was me, I would keep them on the card. I would display them on the card.
Yeah,
But I know you like to open stuff, don't you?
well, I got these three guys loose off of eBay recently. The
Is that a
Wolfman.
Lando? Oh, a
No,
Wolfman. Sorry, it looked
yeah,
like a
the Wolf.
Lando.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
the
that's cool.
Wolfman. And then I got the Invisible Man, and I got
Nice,
the Mummy. And then
nice.
they were sold to me with the loose with the card backs, but
Oh, cool.
that
Oh,
one
they're
was bent.
cool.
This one's not as bent,
Oh,
and then
nice.
that one's slightly bent.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really weird. The figures were in these little Ziploc baggies, but
Uh
they
huh.
sold me the full original packaging. So see, I got the plastic bubbles with them.
Oh, okay.
So I got the full original packaging, but the figures were loose themselves.
Right, right. But they haven't been, those bubbles haven't been taken off the card backs, have they? Because those card backs looked immaculate.
Yeah, somehow they were taken off of here.
Yeah. I love the
So,
Invisible Man one. That's really cool.
yeah, and there's the back of the card.
I watched The Invisible Man for the first time. Is that the 1933 one or something?
Yeah, Claude Rains.
Yeah, I watched that for the first time a few weeks ago. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, that same actor played the Wolfman's father in the 1941 Wolfman, and then he was
Uh-huh.
the Phantom of the Opera in the 1943 Technicolor
Oh,
Phantom
okay.
of the Opera.
Cool. Yeah, I enjoyed the Invisible Man. I think I'll probably watch that again. There was a couple of scenes in there, and I really don't know how they did them. Like there's a scene where the bicycle is going along on its own, and I don't know how they did that. That was it was really good.
Yeah, this that was really early special effects. How they did
Yeah.
things back then. I know, like in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, whenever they would show Dracula turning into a bat, it would go to like an animated cartoon to show that transformation.
Oh, uh-huh.
Just like
Okay.
in some of the old Superman movies, and I think this old Superman TV show from the 50s,
Yeah.
in order to show Superman flying, they would show a cartoon of Superman going up to fly and to the sky.
Oh, cool. Nice. It's fun to see how they came up with solutions for filming, way back when, before we had all these computer assisted stuff. It's quite ingenious, some of the things they came up with.
Yes. And I got a bunch of Blu-rays recently. I'll show you those.
Oh,
I have
cool.
I have to move that out of the way. Yeah, I got Shout Factory got licensed some films from Paramount,
Uh-huh.
and one they're doing it as a Scream Factory double feature. That's basically just Shout Factory, but it's just a line of their Blu-rays where it's mainly horror movies.
Uh-huh.
And it's like more cult following related
Yeah.
horror and thrillers and sci-fi. So I got this double feature: The Conquest of Space and I Married a Monster from Outer Space.
Oh, cool.
So this one's in color, that one's in black and white. So it's two
Uh-huh.
sci-fi like horror movies from the
Oh, nice.
50s. And then Warner Archive recently put out volume 1 of their collector's choice. So it's a bunch of
Oh,
classic Looney Tunes cartoons.
fantastic. Oh, brilliant.
So I think these are mainly ones from the 50s up through the early 60s.
Oh, really? How many are there? How many episodes does
Well,
it
I was
say?
hoping they would give you at least 30, but it's just like 20 short films.
Oh, okay.
So these were like short films I think they would show in the movie theaters in between longer movies, or they would show them right before a longer film.
Okay. But they're in color, yeah.
Yeah, these are all in color.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, cool.
I got the director's cut of Dark City.
Oh, I almost bought that the other day.
Yeah, it's
Um,
got
it was,
Rufus Sewell, Keith Sutherland, Jennifer Connelly, and William Hurt, and then
yeah,
Richard O'Brien, who played Riff Raff in the Rocky Horror
yeah,
Picture Show, is also in this.
yeah. That's right. Yeah, yeah. I saw that years ago, and I quite enjoyed it, but I can't remember it now. I can't. So I almost bought it again.
But you get
Yeah.
both cuts of the movie on here. It lists on the special features all new director's cut and the original theatrical cut of the film.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's quite unusual that film. It's quite dark and moody, isn't it?
Yeah, at least that's what I got from when I saw the TV ads for it right before it came out. I saw all the advertisements for it and I wanted to see it, and then I think at 2 or 3 years after it had been in theaters, I caught it on TV or basic cable, but I only caught I think the last 5 minutes of it, so I didn't like get to see enough of it.
Oh, okay.
And then I got the one anime movie from the late '80s, Akira.
Nice. I knew you were. As soon as you said anime, I knew you were going to say Akira. That's really good.
But I don't think this ever got released in the US
Oh, really?
until the '90s. Yeah, I don't think it got shown in theaters back in the '80s. I think it maybe went straight to VHS in the '90s, and then in the mid to late '90s,
Yeah.
Sci-Fi Channel would show this often, either on a Saturday morning or they would show it on a Saturday late night.
Okay. Yeah. I think that was the first manga that I ever saw. Um, of that type of animation and stuff. I think that was the first one I saw.
Yeah, well,
It was really
manga is like an anime, but it's manga is like when you put Japanese animation into just a comic book where
oh,
it's not
okay.
animated. So manga are just like paperback sized comic books
Oh,
of
okay.
Japanese cartoons,
I,
like
I
Sailor
remember.
Moon.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sailor Moon. I've seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sailor
No.
Moon started as a manga, and the manga for that is extremely different compared to the the actual anime cartoons. Just like
Okay.
the old Hanna Barbera Smurfs cartoons, that started out as a French language comic book in Belgium, and then it was translated for the US in the '70s, and then through most of the '80s it was on Saturday mornings, the Smurfs, so that the way that comic changed from a comic book to a cartoon, it's completely different.
Right. Okay. Have you got any other anime films?
Not on me right now, but I do have the DVD of Galaxy Express 39, the movie, but
Okay.
it's spelled Galaxy Express 999, but it's pronounced as 39 because there's three number nines.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've seen a few anime. The first one I saw was Akira, and then the next one I saw, I can't remember what it was called, but it had giants in it. Um, it might I might be getting confused. I think there was one called Three Times Three Eyes, but I don't know if that was the same one that had the giants in. I don't remember. Um, and then I watched Urotsuki Doji, Legend of the Overfiend. That was that was quite extreme. There was some very graphic scenes in that. And then I think I watched Vampire Hunter D, but that's all I've seen of anime. I used to watch. I don't know if you got it over in the States. You probably did. It was a series of short animations on MTV called Aeon Flux.
Yeah, I have that on DVD. There's no Blu-ray of it yet, but I have the DVD set of all the Eon Flux cartoons that were on
Yeah,
MTV. And then
yeah, I like them. It was
and
really
then I
unusual because she died at the end of every episode.
yeah, the short one she did, but the long form there was a long form half hour series where she mainly didn't die at the end,
Oh, okay.
but that didn't last. that didn't last long. I think it lasted like one season and then it was off the air.
Right. Now, I used to enjoy that the shorts. I think it got. Uh, I didn't watch it on MTV. I think one of the British channels got it syndicated, maybe, or something. I really don't know, but it was. But they would show the. I think it was on Channel 4, maybe. Um, and they showed the shorts, and they were really good. I enjoyed those.
Okay, Tez is commenting on our live stream, so I just want to. I'm trying to
Oh, okay,
answer him.
no worries. Hey, Tez, what's he saying?
Uh, yeah, he was asking if this was on YouTube too. I told him I tried it earlier, but it wasn't working, so I'm doing it from Facebook. He said he'd watch it from here, but I told him that I don't have a paid account on StreamYard, so if I'm at the mercy of Facebook, if Facebook will let me
Yeah,
save the video.
yeah. Oh well, hey, Tez, good old boy. So who's the bear in the background? I think it's a bear, is it?
That is my mother's.
Cool. Is it very old?
I don't think it's too old. It might be an antique, but I think this is like a Fourth of July decoration. You can see this broke off. It looked like I don't know if she tried taping it on, if that, or if maybe yeah. This is see it's broken off there because there was originally a nail or a screw
Oh, okay.
that held that on. Oh, there were two other things I wanted to show to you that I had over here. Yeah, I got Efontmon,
Yeah, yeah. I remember you sending me the listings on
and then
Facebook.
I got
That's nice.
and I got Yarna Del Gargon. So I've got those
Excellent.
two,
Nice.
and then I have a bunch of the Stan Solo Rebel Troopers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw your video. You did a video on them, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I didn't do one on
No.
these yet.
Oh,
I have an older video up of the Hasbro ones that I got with the TNT4 hallway. So this is ones that Stan Solo did in the classic
yeah,
Kenner
yeah.
style.
Oh, I wonder whose video that was I watched then. I thought it was yours.
It might have been Richard Dale, who has the channel Star Wars Obsessed.
I really can't remember. Someone was showing some Stan Solo figures that they got recently. I'm sure it was 2 or 3 days ago I watched it.
But I know Dean of all things 80s does those. There's a few different people that'll do Stan Solo videos quite often, and
Yeah.
I still haven't opened these guys up.
Oh, okay.
The retro
Wow.
collection. It's the other half of the recreations of the first 12 Star Wars action figures.
Okay. Have you
So,
got the other set?
yep, I'll show you. I got this one right before Christmas, so I was decided, well, I'll just hold on to this until they release the other six. So
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
I'll open
That's
them
really
at some
cool.
point.
I think
And
I might think of picking those up for myself maybe.
Have you ever seen this movie,
Uh, what's it called?
Rocktober Blood?
No, I haven't. No.
It's from the 1984. It's a slasher, but
Okay.
this is this is a collectible VHS tape. I bought
Oh,
it
cool.
from Culture Shock Releasing. Yeah, they
Okay.
sell it in a clamshell case,
Oh, okay. Nice. No,
and
I've not seen that.
it took them a really long time to get it to me. So they threw in free DVD as well.
Zipper face.
Yeah, this is something that was. I think
What?
this other one is either a shot on video or something that was shot on film, but they only had videotape left.
Zipper face. That sounds really cool. What an
Yeah,
excellent name.
it's from 1992.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Then I have
That look,
a bunch of other movies I got not too long ago.
trying to think if I bought. I haven't bought any movies for a little while.
I got the Disney version of Treasure Island,
Oh, I
and
haven't
then
seen that.
I've got the sequel, Return to Treasure Island, which is also called Long John Silver.
Okay.
Yeah, here's another copy I have of it. Return
Oh,
to Treasure Island. It's just a cheap one. And then I've
okay.
the DVD of Disney's The Black Cauldron.
Oh, I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it.
And then let's see what else I got. Yeah, I have a widescreen DVD or burned DVD of Long John Silver.
Oh,
So
okay. So
this,
is that Treasure Island too?
yeah,
Yeah.
these are all just the same sequel. It didn't Disney had nothing to do with the sequel, but it had the same director and then the
Uh-huh.
same actor was playing Long John Silver.
So you've got a bunch
So
of different versions. You like variants.
yeah, it's one of those movies that was considered part of the public domain for a while, but I don't think it
Oh.
is because it was an Australian production.
Oh.
But there was one streaming channel on my Roku called Cool TV. They showed it really late at night.
Okay. No, I don't. I have seen a Treasure Island film, but I don't think it was the Disney one. I think it was some other production.
Okay, and then it's a few more Blu-rays. I don't think I showed off yet in a video, so I'll just let you see them if I can find them. Aww. So, long before there was Raiders of the Lost Ark and Indiana Jones, Charlton Heston was in a pre-Indiana Jones adventure movie called Secret of the Incas.
Oh.
50s movie. It's not going to be as exciting as Indiana Jones, but it paved the way for Raiders of the Lost Ark and Indiana Jones.
Right. Did
So
you
I
say
got
that was Charlton Heston?
yeah, it's from 1954. I
Wow.
bought the DVD and then I bought the Blu-ray.
Oh,
So I always like to
cool.
get both DVD and Blu-ray since I just have one Blu-ray player and I don't have a 4K.
Okay. So why do you get the DVD if you've got the Blu-ray?
My bedroom is standard def DVD player,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and then my computer I only have a standard DVD player. So
Right.
that's why. But
Uh-huh.
that back there is Blu-ray. So my
Okay.
mom my mom will often be watching in here in the evening, so if I want to watch a movie, I have a standard def DVD I can just go watch in my bedroom, or I could watch on the
Okay, yeah,
computer while she's watching on the HD TV.
yeah, yeah. I have some of my uh, Blu-rays I have on DVD as well. I've got all the Star Wars films on Blu-ray and DVD, um, and some Batman films. I've got both. Um, I try not to double up too much because I've got hundreds and hundreds of DVDs and Blu-rays. So I do try not to double up unless there's something I really want on both formats.
Yeah, and I got the Blu-ray DVD plus digital combo of Cheech and Chong and Up in Smoke. That
Excellent.
I think this is their first movie that
Yeah, yeah,
they ever did together.
yeah. I think that's the only one I've seen actually. There's the first one. Brilliant. There were loads of them though. They did quite a number of them, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think this was the first one they did together.
Yeah, I think so. Nice.
And then I got a Blu-ray for another 50s movie. It's a bit of a sci-fi alien invasion movie called The Space Children.
Oh, cool.
It's where this like alien like massive rock it lands on Earth and communicates with these children who
Okay.
are the children of these of this of these Air Force Base guys, telling them to.
Okay.
I think they're trying to get them to stop. They're trying to stop these rocket launchings out at this
Have you
base.
have you seen that before?
Yeah, I've seen this before. It used to be on YouTube. It's another one from Paramount. Yeah,
Okay.
Paramount used to have a channel on YouTube where you could watch some of their stuff. They had this movie up there, and then they had I Married a Monster from Outer Space on there.
Uh-huh.
And then I got a sci-fi triple feature, The Man from Planet X, Beyond the Time Barrier, and The Amazing Transparent Man.
Oh, wow.
So it's two from, well, this is from 1951, the other two are from 1960.
Okay. I might have to is the transparent man, is that basically like a kind of Invisible Man type story?
Yeah, it's like it's a very cheap version of The Invisible Man, but it's a very Americanized, modern, more of, like if you took the story of The Invisible Man and just set it into modern day America and had it be about somebody breaking a robber out of jail to have to try this experiment on him to see if he can be turned invisible to do all these robberies invisible.
Oh, oh, cool. Well, that sounds all right.
And I don't know if you've seen this one, Nightbreed.
Oh, yeah. Such a good film.
Yeah, it's the
Such a good
director's
film.
cut.
Um, David Cronenberg is in it, isn't he?
No, I don't think it's it's based on a Clive Barker
Yeah, yeah. I've got the
novel.
book. I've got the
So
book.
it's based on his novel. So
Yeah.
I'm
I think the
assuming
book was called. I think it was called Cabal. I think.
yeah, and there's a cut of this called the Cabal cut, which is longer than this, which is really hard to come by.
I might have to see if I can get that on Blu-ray because I don't own that, but I've seen it so many times. I used to love that when I was younger.
Oh yeah,
Um,
David Cronenberg is listed. I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
maybe maybe he acted in this, but I know he directed a bunch of movies. But he
Yeah, yeah.
a
But he
Canadian
sometimes
director.
does. He has appeared in films. He was in Jason Jason
Jake.
X.
Okay.
He was in that at the beginning. But yeah, he's in Nightbreed. He plays the psychopathic. Have you seen it?
I caught the end credits of it on Shout Factory TV late one night, but
Oh, okay.
I've never
Well,
seen the
I
full
won't say
movie.
anything else about it. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's really, really good. I love Nightbreed. Fantastic film. It was I don't know if it was banned, but you couldn't get it in the UK for the longest time. It was released and then it got pulled, and you couldn't find it anywhere. Um,
Well,
but
I know in the UK there's the Video Nasties list, where it's a list
yeah,
of horror movies that were either completely banned in the UK or they were censored in in the UK.
yeah. I mean,
So
stuff like Evil Dead was on that list for the longest time.
I don't know if this was on that list or not.
I don't know because that was early '90s, wasn't it? Nightbreed.
I think it was 89, but it came out in 1990.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, it came out in 1990, but I'm assuming it
right.
was made in 89.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not sure if that made the video nasties list or not. I don't know. I know that I Spit on Your Grave was on there.
Yeah, and that's from the
Evil,
late 70s. And then
yeah.
Nightmare,
Um,
which was released in the UK as Nightmares and a Damaged Brain. That was a video nasty. And then I think Andy Warhol's Frankenstein Flesh, which is also called Flesh for Frankenstein, was a video nasty. And the
okay,
follow up, Blood for Dracula, Andy Warhol's Dracula, I think that might have been a video nasty.
okay. I think The Burning was on the list as well.
Yeah. And then I have this Roger Corman movie on Blu-ray called Demon of Paradise. It's from the late 80s. It's one that was mainly on VHS and might have been on cable, but I think this was one of those limited theatrical releases, and then it just went straight to cable and
Right.
VHS.
Is it terrible?
Eh, I haven't watched it before. I have the DVD.
Well, I suppose the question really is, are there any Roger Corman films that aren't terrible?
Just depends on the film. But I'm getting to the terrible ones now. Here's some that he produced in the 70s, some black exploitation films, TNT Jackson, and then The Final Countdown starring Billy D. Williams, and then Savage, and these were two he
Oh,
produced in the Philippines, but this one's supposed to be bad, but I don't think it's as bad as it's made out to be.
right. And Billy D. Williams was in the middle one.
Yeah, The Final Countdown, which was also released as Blast. So
I,
1975, 1972, and I
oh,
want to
okay,
say
so that was before
73.
Star Wars then. Okay,
Yeah, it
cool.
was way before Star Wars. And let me see if I can find that other Blu-ray. I have, I had this other Blu-ray movie in here somewhere. I don't know if I moved it or what. Oh, here we go. Putney Swope or Putney Swope. This was made by Robert Downey Jr.'s dad, Robert Downey Sr.
Wow.
And that is
That's a
Marlena
great
Clark.
movie.
That's Marlena Clark, who's the middle finger right there. She
That's
was
a
married.
really
She
good
was
image.
married to Billy D. Williams at the time, but they
Oh, okay.
divorced. They divorced by the time he was in Empire.
Oh, okay.
She was in this movie, and she was in Enter the Dragon. and then she was in Night of the Cobra Woman, which Roger Corman produced, and then she was in a few different horror movies back in the 70s.
Okay.
And then I have the double feature Blu-ray of Arthur and Arthur 2 on the Rocks.
Oh, excellent.
So I got some comedy movies around it was around Easter time, and it used to be on cable. They would show all these biblical epic movies. So I got some biblical themed movies. I got the Bible and the Robe.
Okay.
These are, well, Bible's from 1966. The Robe is from 1953.
Okay.
And then I got Ben-Hur starring Charlton Heston.
Wow. Okay.
I already have the Ten Commandments. And then I
Cool.
got the greatest story ever told, which is another biblical one about
Oh, I've
what
heard
about
of that.
Jesus. Max von Sydow plays Jesus in this one.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's about everything that I have. That's all my most that's everything I've bought brand new from.
I don't know where you put all these DVDs and Blu-rays because you seem to buy so many of them. You must have a massive wall covered in them.
Let me show you. I'm lucky
Cool.
I can even put them in there and up here, because before my mom was making me put them all into my bedroom, but then I told her, well, my Blu-ray player is out here. Let me put a bunch out here that I could just grab if I want to watch them.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've got so many, it's unbelievable. Um, but I've been collecting DVDs since they first came out. So I mean, I don't know how old DVD is now, but um, yeah, I've sort of been buying them constantly since day one, really. Um, I think the first DVD I bought was Planet of the Apes, the one with Mark Wahlberg in.
Yeah, I remember my dad rented the DVD of that Mark Wahlberg version of Planet of the Apes, but I never had. I have the DVD of the short-lived animated series called Return to the Planet of the Apes,
Yeah.
but I never got. There was a live-action TV show from 1974. It was just on for a few months, but I don't have any of those. But I have a Blu-ray set of all of the classic films, starting with the Charlton Heston movie, and then all the sequels.
Okay.
It's like five or
Did,
six movies.
did you watch your Werewolf box set?
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that yet.
I got about halfway through the episodes because they're all on YouTube, aren't they?
I just had to mute us on Facebook. I was trying to read some text that Tez left on here, and I'm reading my Twitter page right now. I'm gonna close Twitter. I just checked my email. So let me check. Okay. Checking StreamYard. We've been going for almost 45 minutes. Do you want to go for full 60?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem. This is another. This is something else that I recently got. If I can get it all on camera.
Yeah, I think Retro Blasting might have that. I think somebody gifted that Michael French that one, and then he's got the Knight Rider one, and he has there's a full Ghostbusters Firehouse based on
Yep.
the actual 1984 movie, not on the cartoon series.
Yeah,
They
yeah. That's going to be coming up on my channel soon. I've got that as well.
or maybe it was Tony that got. I'm not sure if it was Michael that got it, or if it was just Tony, or if they both got the Playmobil Ghostbusters Firehouse. I remember
Yeah,
seeing that.
it's a really good set. It's got 200 and something pieces. I got it for a really good price on eBay some time ago, and
Didn't
it's
you
just been
just have the
sitting in
hot
my
dog stand? I thought you just had
yeah
the hot dog stand.
yeah yeah yeah. I've got all the Ghostbusters sets, the Playmobil sets, Back to the Future, A Team, um, the and a couple of others. I've got the Scooby Doo Mystery Machine and the Mystery Mansion. The only set I haven't got really is the Knight Rider one, and I didn't really like it because the finish on the car is is a matte finish, and Kit from the TV show was always really shiny, and I'm not sure why they produced it with a matte finish on. It doesn't quite look right to me. I think
Yeah,
if
I
I
don't.
were to get it, I would get one of those spray, the spray that you can add to it that gives it the sort of gloss finish. I think I would
Mhm.
have to do that.
So, which set is this though that has the matte finish on it? Is it just
The Knight Rider one,
okay? Yeah, I
yeah,
think they're.
it just
I
doesn't look
think
right.
yeah, I think it has a few problems with that set, but it
I'd really
has.
like this set. I mean, it's a nice set. I would like to have it, but it's just that finish on the car doesn't look right. So if I did buy it, I would spray it with a lacquer, some sort of a gloss finish.
Hmm.
But I really do like the Playmobil stuff. I think it's really, really good. Um, yeah, I'm really, really keen on it. I wasn't sure. I only got into it sort of in the last maybe year or so. Um, and I sort of dipped my toe in, and then before I knew, I was fully invested. So yeah, I'm all in with the Playmobil stuff. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I was gonna get the Knight Rider one, but I held off on it. I just ended up buying more Star Wars and more Marvel retro
Yeah.
because
Did you
when I
pick up
first
any of the Did you pick up any of the McFarlane Superpowers, the reissues of the?
no, those I don't
No.
like. There's too many
No.
problems with them. I didn't like the quality on them. The quality could have been much better.
Okay.
Is I saw other people review them, and there were too many problems they had with those figures. It seemed like the Superman one. I think it would easily get like a pinhole in it that would be visible.
Okay.
And then there were
Okay.
just other problems with that line. I mean, they tried to be like classic Kenner figures, but they made them. I think they were even bigger than the Kenner ones.
Yeah, they are.
And then they didn't. They don't have those little gimmicks where if you squeeze their legs, they move their arms a certain way. But
Okay.
and then it just seemed like there's just too many problems with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't pick any up. I was interested when they announced them, back way back when, but yeah, they just didn't deliver. I think I was the same. I saw a few reviews on YouTube and just thought, oh, I think I'll give them a miss. I wish I had the original figures, but they go for silly money now, and it's just not something I can really afford to do.
Yeah,
Um,
if it was back the late 80s, I remember you used to be able to find some of the main ones like in a grocery store. They would have some in a grocery store on a slim card back, but those they wouldn't have the comic books with them anymore, and it would be
uh-huh.
you'd only be able to get like Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Robin, Aquaman. You'd be able to get the good guys, but you wouldn't be able to get any of the bad guys, and it would be something like the first 12 figures.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't want to collect them all anyway. I think I'd only want Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. That'd probably do. Um,
Yeah, and I remember I got the 1989 Batman and the 1989 Joker, and then I remember getting the Toy Biz Robin.
okay. Who did the 89 Batman?
It was either Kenner or it was Toy Biz. I can't remember who
Uh-huh.
it was,
Uh,
but they looked about the same as the Kenner figures.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Kenner did some good figures back in the day. It's I think that sort of 5 POA figure is always it's always pleasing, you know. I don't you just
Mhm.
can't go wrong with them. Um, and they certainly were the best manufacturer of those type of figures.
Yeah, but it was right up till then. I think action figures were like 12 inches, like $6 million man,
Yeah,
and then Pulsar. There's a bunch back in the 70s. I think GI Joe and the British version Action Man. Those were those were like 12-inch doll
yeah,
sized.
yeah,
And then Star Wars Kenner started making the Star Wars figures in 3 and 3/4 inch sized.
yeah. And it was a scale that really worked, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the price point of them as well. Um, and it was genius, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might try and pick up a few more Kenner Star Wars, but I'm not really interested in collecting all of them. Um,
Well, well, you like to have a bunch of Bib Fortuna,
yeah, yeah, I think I've got 102 now, 102, 103, something like that.
and then I know Retro Blasting. He likes to have a bunch of Bespin Luke,
Yeah,
and then I think Luke Reynolds, so Reynolds Reviews has a bunch of Bespin Lukes.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, he does. Um, I've got obviously loads of Bib Fortunas for some bizarre reason. I don't know why because Bib Fortuna isn't even my favourite Kenner figure, so I don't know quite why I decided to collect so many of them and army build him. I really don't know. It's
Yeah,
madness.
I remember Bib Fortuna was one of those Return of the Jedi action figures I got for Easter one year, and then my oldest brother had a pit bull at the time named Trixie, and half the time she would chew up my toys and just destroy my toys. So that was one of those action figures she bit into and just she left
Oh,
her tooth marks in it and just ruined it. So I had to throw it
oh,
away.
oh.
and then I got another one. I don't know what happened to. I remember getting a replacement, but I don't. I either it's either lost in the house somewhere, or I don't know what happened to it. But then I bought another one.
Oh,
Or no, I don't think I had to buy another one. I think Scuba Pete gifted me one.
okay.
So there were a few figures that Scuba Pete gifted me.
Uh, Now I've started to army build Squid Head. I think they're over there. I've got one, two, three, four, five, six. I think I've got about 7 or 8 squid heads. I can't remember. I've got a few Lando Skiff Guard, and I've got 4 Leia Boosh. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether to get more squid heads or what really. I think I've probably got enough Bib Fortuners, so I think I'll leave it there. I don't think I'll buy any more of those. Um, yeah. Have you got any army builders?
I've got a bunch of stormtroopers. At first, I just had like one classic Kenner figure, but then for a while, Stan Solo was had made a bunch of reproductions, so I bought it. I bought. I think he sold. It was either in a 10 pack or a 12 pack.
Okay, cool.
He used to sell them, so I bought either a 10 pack or a 12 pack of reproduction stormtroopers off him, and then it was Pro Customs I bought a 5 pack off of. And then
Okay,
when I got the Slave Leia custom from Stan Solo, some some of the very first orders of that Slave Leia, he threw in a stormtrooper. But then
okay,
he,
cool.
but then that was right when the Stan Solo stormtrooper was going out of print. So
Right.
I think
I
after
don't even have one. I don't
I
even have
think
one
I
stormtrooper.
think it was right after he he had stopped making the stormtrooper. He started making reproductions of the vinyl cape Jawa, and he started throwing some of those in with
Okay,
some of the figures for a while.
right. Yeah, no, I don't own a Kenner stormtrooper. Well, I've got a Power of the Force one, but not an original.
Yeah, and I have
I'd like.
a few of those Power of the Force ones, the Muscle Man, or like the He
Yeah,
Man looking ones.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got quite a lot of those because you can pick them up so cheaply. Because they made so many of them, and they're not really that desirable. But I quite like some of them. Some of them don't work. I mean, I don't like the Luke. Looks far too hench. But I think that some of them look pretty good, muscly. Like I think Vader looks pretty cool. Chewie
Yeah,
looks cool.
I think my removable mask Vader is a little bit muscular, but that makes a little bit more
Yeah,
sense since Dave
yeah,
Prowse played him, and Dave Prowse was a buffed guy in real life.
yeah. I've got the removable helmet one up there. Um, and I've also got the one with the translucent blue head, the one where you can see inside his helmet, like the Emperor's Wrath one.
Yeah, remember reading about that scene from Return of the Jedi. I think it wasn't until like Return of the Jedi came out on Laserdisc just to be able to see his skull
Yeah,
in
yeah,
his helmet during that scene. You had to have the Laserdisc copy, but then I think by the time it came out on Blu-ray, you could actually see that scene clear enough to where you could see
yeah.
his skull in his
The figure
helmet.
I'll just grab the figure because I think you can. The figure's pretty good. I'll just grab it quickly. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera very well, but hold on.
Yeah, I can see the blue on the top of it is head, and I can see a little bit of white in there, but I can't really see his skull, much of his skull on the front of it. I can see, look
There
into
you
it on the sides.
there you go. You can see it on the side.
Yeah.
You can see his skull inside. It's pretty cool. And then I've got the one that you've got, the removable helmet one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got mine on the shelf. See over there.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
I've got a
Cool.
modern Jedi Luke, and then modern Emperor's Guards, and
Yeah,
the modern Emperor in his throne right there.
that's cool.
And then I've got the skiff up here. I took a bunch of figures off, but I've got Mr. Spock from Star Trek the Motion Picture,
What's he
and there,
doing on
and then there's Tron, right? Tron's there, and then I've got Bespin Leia and the Bespin Han, and then I've got a couple Bespin security guards
there?
trying to keep some of the skiff guys off.
Yeah.
And then I used to have the Pro Custom Stormtroopers up here in this Jabba's Palace display, but I moved them down to there in the control room, the custom paper stock control room of the bunker.
Yeah. What did
And
you do
then
with the Has? Where's the Because you had the Hasbro bunker as well, didn't you?
that is the Hasbro bunker right in
Oh,
front of
that
it.
is. Oh, that is the one. Okay, it looks a bit different from the end.
Yeah, but the paper stock control room is just a paper stock custom that was fan made.
Uh huh.
And then at the top shelf is the Jabba's Palace I got from Jody. It's a mix of Stan Solo reproductions and some modern, and my childhood Jedi Luke's right there. But he's pretty worn out and paint's faded.
Oh,
And then
have you not got a cape for him?
I had one, but I think it wore out. But here's another one. You see that modern Luke and Vader fighting right behind
Yeah.
Luke is a classic Kenner Jedi Knight Luke in a cape. I didn't have a
Yeah.
cape for that one, so Michael Schaefer gave me a cape for that. This other Jedi
Okay.
Knight Luke.
Cool. Is that Frankenstein's bride?
Yeah. See, I've got her, had her in Jabba's palace, and then here is Frankenstein's monster. So I got the monster and the bride of the
Oh, cool.
monster. And then I've got the Phantom, and he comes in a vinyl cape, just like the classic Remco
Okay.
figures, and just like a classic Kenner Star Wars figure.
Yeah.
And then I've got one of Dracula around here somewhere. I don't know where my Dracula went.
Oh.
Oh, here's Dracula. and the inside of the
Excellent.
cape is red, but the outside is black.
Yeah, that looks cool.
So I think that's most of my Universal Classic monsters.
Are they Kenner?
No, that's Super 7 reaction. It was Super
Oh,
7
oh, okay.
as
They're the
as
reaction figures.
reaction. They teamed up with Funko Pops and made most of those.
Oh, okay.
So I have the creature from the Black Lagoon,
Nice.
and then I've got one other one, a lesser known one from a 50s sci-fi alien invasion movie called This Island Earth. This is the Metaluna mutant.
Oh, wow. He looks cool. Fantastic.
And that was a 50s like sci-fi thriller that was
Okay.
in color. It was the mid 50s.
That looks cool.
Yeah, these like big brained, like gray haired, human looking aliens, they invade the Earth and they take some people back to their planet, and their planet's dying, and they try to freeze some Earth people in suspended animation, and then this guy breaks out and starts attacking. Yeah, this guy right here.
He looks crazy.
And then I have another one from either the late 50s or early 60s. Um, I forget what they called this guy.
Oh,
Garloo. They used to
okay.
make a giant sized figure of this back in the 60s that was like motorized, that you could move him around. He moved
Right,
around
really?
on like wheels, but he was giant. But now they made one that's the same size as the vintage Star Wars figure.
Yeah.
And then I have a few of Alien.
Nice.
I've got a few more in my bedroom.
Cool.
I think this is the one from the 1986 movie, but I've got the, one that's from the 79 movie, and
Yeah.
then I think the other two I have, the big one that came out in the 90s is based on the 86 movie, and then I've got one other one. I think that's just, or maybe that's all I have. Is just yeah.
Do you
I
have
think I.
the big 12-inch one?
It's not really 12-inch. It's more like 5.5 inch or 6 inch.
Oh,
So I mainly just have little ones. They're the same
yeah.
size as a Kenner Star Wars figure.
Yeah. Oh, they're cool though. I
Yeah,
don't
I've
have
got a
any aliens.
yeah, I've got a bunch of these suckers. Well, I've got a few that are like this one. Not that many.
Yeah. I like the alien from the first movie because he had a translucent dome on his head so you could see the skull inside.
Yeah, I have one like that that's the same size as this, but it doesn't give you the full translucent skull. It just has like a cap on the back of it you take off, and then you can either put it
Oh,
underneath a lamp or underneath the sunlight, and then put it in the dark, and then it glows in the dark.
oh, cool. That's really cool. I love glow in the dark stuff. I really
So
love it.
let you see down here, I've got a bunch. I put a bunch of figures right here in front of the computer monitor.
Yeah.
So that's most of my classic monsters.
Cool.
There was one new one that they made. Well, it's not too new. It's of the mole people. So it's the mole man monster.
Okay, I don't know that.
And then they made one of Frankenstein's monster from Son of Frankenstein with Igor,
Oh,
played
okay.
by Bela Lugosi. And then they made another one of Boris Karloff from The Mummy.
Uh-huh.
But it's one where he doesn't look like this. He's just wearing regular clothes, and he has little sort of cylinder shaped hat on.
Okay. Oh, good stuff. Do you open all your figures, or are there any you keep on card?
I used to keep the Star Trek ones on card when I got the Star Trek The Next Generation figures back in the 90s. Back then, most people kept them on card, but I don't think those are really worth that much. I looked online, those really aren't worth that much, so
Right.
I think in the long run, you weren't get you even if it was a numbered collectible, I don't think the price went up much on those
Right.
because either kids, it was mainly there. A lot of those kids were collecting, but there was one guy I went to high school with. He actually took his out of the package, but back then nobody really seemed to take them out of the package. It seemed to be just
Right.
something you were either saving up just to sell, but I was never into wanting to resell something.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I would say I probably keep 60 to 70% of my stuff on card, or in the box. Like I've got hundreds of Black Series figures, but they're all in the box. The
Yeah,
ones that I did buy some loose, but
and I have a McFarlane like pirate spawn action figure that's probably about that big
oh yeah.
on a card and package somewhere in my room that I won
Oh,
from a friend's radio station online, and then
was that from back in the day when McFarlane were just doing basically statues?
I think it's just made out of plastic.
Yeah, because when McFarlane first started putting figures out, a lot of them were um, had very little articulation.
Well,
Um,
It's smaller than this. It's even
really?
smaller than this.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's really tiny.
Yeah, yeah. I'd be
It's
surprised if
only
that had any
it's only
articulation.
like 2 or 3 inches tall.
Uh-huh.
So it's really
Okay.
tiny.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
And then I have a Mego figure of this guy that's bigger that I have on card that I won from last call with Troy Pacelli. He was doing it like a giveaway of some Mego
okay.
figures when on his Friday night late night live stream.
Yeah.
He also collects some Star Wars figures, and then I have the Mego Bela Lugosi Dracula figure on card.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I used to have Amigo Dracula. I think it was Migo anyway. Um, but I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, and it has the cloth goods cape on it, so it's bigger than this, but the cape on the Migo one is completely black. It's not red on the inside.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, we've been gone for 75 minutes and I've got to use the bathroom, so
No problem. No problem.
do you want to talk for a little bit more after I use the bathroom, or
We
do
can
you?
do. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy to if you'd like to. Yeah. Ewok. Ewok.
I was going to ask you about her. Is she sleeping?
No, she's just lying here.
Well, it
She's a
looks
funny
like
thing.
maybe does she want to get into your My Little Pony collection?
Yeah. Yeah. They're my toy boxes full of figures that I haven't got any room for anywhere else.
Hey, here comes my mom. Mom, I'm talking to Dave Monkey Boy, who's in the UK. He was showing me his cat Ewok. Oh. He has a tuxedo cat named Ewok. That's a girl cat. Oh, is he the one that's in Newcastle? Are you in Newcastle?
No, I'm in Norwich.
Norwich. Yeah, that I've talked to you before. Then I met
Yeah,
you
yeah,
one.
we've spoken before. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, except I have a little arthritis.
Oh, same as Ewok. She's got arthritis as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, but you have it in your hip, don't you? Yes, it's not in my back. It's in my hip. I think it
oh,
with his cat. It's just his cat has trouble jumping up like Bootsy used to have. Yeah, one time the vet did give her like a steroid shot for it, but other than that, she just wasn't as active anymore the last few years. How
oh,
old is your
yeah.
cat?
She's. I think she's 15 or 16.
Yeah, our cat died at 16.
Oh,
Yeah, we did have one that lived to 17 and a half years. That's the oldest we've had a cat, but they say they can live to like 22 or 23 years.
yeah, yeah.
Some cats. A lot of ours were strays though, so they probably didn't have a good constitution to begin with, you know.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I heard that with cats, dogs and cats, you're not supposed to really give them table food. You're supposed to give them.
No.
There's like the one actor, Burt Ward, who played Robin in Batman,
Uh-huh.
the classic Batman series.
Uh-huh.
I think him and his wife make a special type of pet food for dogs and cats that you're supposed to
oh,
give
wow.
them just that type of food, and
Yeah.
if they eat that, that'll extend their lifespan. But you can't give them like
Oh,
any
I'm
table
reading
food.
my old journals, and
You can't
a
give them
lot of
any
times I'm
table
saying
food.
the cat threw up today, but we did give her. I did give
Oh,
her, you know, and also they say they live longer if you keep them inside, but we didn't really keep her inside, but
oh,
I think he
yeah,
keeps the cat inside, Mom.
yeah. Ewok stays inside. Yeah,
well,
she goes in the garden sometimes,
she'll
but
probably live longer then, huh?
oh, I hope so.
Does she still
She,
eat though?
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. She's
oh, how cute! Yeah.
I don't know if I can. Ewok,
Yeah,
where?
I think it's still. I think it's still. Is it? Is it?
Oh, there's she cute.
Yeah, there's one video. There's at least one or two YouTube videos where she shows up.
Yeah, yeah. Occasionally, she jumps on the sofa when I'm filming something.
They're good
Because she,
company. Good company.
yeah, yeah.
I don't have that. I don't have the uh, strength and energy to take care of a pet anymore. So we just
Oh,
have to enjoy other people's pets. Nice to see you again.
yeah. You too. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, Ewoks. She's doing all right. She's she likes my vape. She likes the if I leave my vape anywhere, I come back and I find her licking it because she likes the flavor, which is a bit
So
weird.
what? Yeah, but is that just an e-cigarette or is it just a medicinal hemp product?
No, it's it's just a normal I add nicotine to it and it's like a glycerin based
Because
thing.
I thought vapes were mainly electronic cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah, it's an elect it's I charge it up and then it and then I use it.
But I think they in the U.S. now, in some parts of the country, they make ones that are like medical marijuana.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get CBD um oils for them. But I haven't got that.
Yeah, I know the common nerd Jesse on YouTube. He was working in a friend's CBD store, and he got laid off from doing that. So now his friend's just working there now. So Jesse is having to do YouTube mainly full time, and then
Right.
he's selling some CBD products from home. I know
Okay.
he sells like the gummy candies that have it,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
but I
I had
know
some of those a couple of years ago. I had some of the CBD gummies, but they didn't do much.
well, don't they have sugar in them though? I thought you couldn't have sugar though.
This was before I had diabetes.
Okay, so you didn't have childhood diabetes. You got
No, no, I got diagnosed in December of 21.
okay, so you got diabetes later in life, but you still got it pretty young. So I know
Well,
most
yeah, I guess. Um,
Because my
it
dad
was.
he didn't get
Oh,
it till he was in his late 50s, early 60s, and my mom didn't get it till maybe a few years ago.
oh, okay. I'm just going up to plug my phone in because I forgot to charge my phone up, so the battery's nearly dead.
Mm.
I can I can show you my wall of Masters of the Universe.
Okay, I thought maybe you had some comic books up above that doorway, or is that just
No,
more?
they're above my doorways. I've got Power of the Force 2 figures all round,
Yeah, I've seen like I don't know if Tez has a bunch like that.
and then
I
I've
think
got my Nightmare on Elm Street 2 post canvas print.
yeah, and that's the same Bib Fortuna that I bought a few months back, but I opened him.
Oh, the TVC one.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I've got a bunch more stuff down here. Um, don't know if you can see that very well. Um,
Yeah, I see them, and I see like some horror. Looks like some horror related posters in the background, or
uh,
is
that's
that
um, that's
or
an
is,
Incredible Hulk, and then I've got the Nightmare on Elm Street up there,
okay.
and then I've got my big wall of Motu. Um, that's Origins and Super 7 ones. And then over this side, it's a bit dark in here. The light isn't very good. I've got some horror figures at the top, um, and some more stuff here. I've got all my Transformers are all along here. These are all my Transformers Takara reissues.
Okay.
So I've got stuff everywhere. Um, I've got a big bookcase here that's full of Black Series. Um, that's all completely full of Black Series. And then I've got my Castle Grayskull and some of my Club Grayskull Motu figures up there, Super 7 figures. Um, but I need to go over here now and plug my phone in.
So
Um,
is it already Thursday where you're at?
it will be in 9 minutes.
Okay, so it's getting close to 12 a.m. midnight in
Yeah,
England.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's getting close to 4 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon here in California.
Okay.
And then on the East Coast, it's almost 7 p.m. in the U.S.
Yeah. I'm just lying on my bed now because I've plugged
Uh,
my phone in. So here I am.
yeah, I'll be right back. I want to get some ice.
Okay, man.
Dave, but I don't know what his last name is. Yeah, I don't know if you can you still see me pretty well. I turned off the overhead light because it's still sunny outside, and
Yeah,
that
yeah, I can see
overhead,
fine.
that overhead light will make it hot in here. Yeah, I just had to get some ice for my Dr. Pepper because what I'm feeling is cold. I got I got 2 cans. And that's empty. And that's empty. I think that's empty.
I do like Dr. Pepper, I must admit, and cherry Pepsi.
Yeah, cherry Pepsi or cherry Coke I'll get sometimes.
Didn't you have a break from Dr. Pepper last week?
Slightly because I had some wild cherry Pepsi.
Oh, cool.
But
Yeah.
what are those on the wall? Are those mini posters?
Yeah, they're canvas prints. I've got this one is Lost Boys, and then Back to the Future, and then this one up here is Ghostbusters, and then Fright Night,
Mm-hmm.
and then down here, I've got Terminator and Commando, and then underneath that I've got Jaws and RoboCop.
So you don't have Fright Night up there in that one corner?
Yeah, that's Fright Night up there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got another couple that I bought um, a few months ago that I haven't put up yet. There's space for another 6, I think, because I can get three more on each side underneath these. Um, but I just got them to brighten up the wardrobe because it was a big brown wardrobe. I think you call them closets, maybe. Um, so yeah, I thought I'd brighten the place up and just stick them up. So I sit there and look at them sometimes.
Mm.
Um, yeah, just to add a bit of colour. I've got my Dr Pepper here.
Mm.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Cheers.
Yeah, so do you have to drink it without the caffeine, or do you just get Diet Dr. Pepper?
I get the 0 sugar.
Okay, so you does it still have caffeine in it? Because I know there's some that
Yeah,
don't have. Oh, wait, it does
yeah,
have caffeine?
yeah.
Yeah, I tried the caffeine free kind that was diet a long time ago. Like,
Didn't like it.
nah. And I remember once as a kid, there was like one grocery store that was giving out like free sample, like little cups of like the diet Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Well, I think it was late 70s, early 80s when I was really young. They had sugar-free Dr. Pepper that came in a blue colored can, and
Okay.
that tasted all right, but when they started making the diet caffeine free, that
Not for you.
I don't know how anybody could like it without the
Yeah.
caffeine.
Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. I mean, you can do it as sugar-free or diet if it's caffeinated, but take out the caffeine, that's not going to work. You might as well at least let anybody that can't have sugar at least have caffeine.
Yeah. I suppose I shouldn't really be drinking caffeine at this time of night, but it's okay.
Well, I think it's okay so long as you're not trying to become a dad. I heard that like caffeine kills a man's sperm.
Oh, okay.
That's why pregnant women can't have caffeine because I think I read it somewhere that it kills the sperm.
Oh, okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the reason why pregnant women can't have caffeine. And if they're breastfeeding, I don't think they're supposed to be drinking caffeine either.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that. Okay.
Yeah, well, I read it somewhere once that it kills a man's sperm.
Oh,
So it's
oh dear.
I always
Well,
wondered why.
I wasn't planning on having any children anytime soon, so
Okay, yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I think that's why pregnant women can't have caffeine, or if they're breastfeeding, they're not supposed to have caffeine because it kills the man's part of a baby.
okay, okay. Hmm. So yeah, I don't know if you can see my other. I've got another stack of things. I don't know if I can. Oh, you can't really see. They're over here somewhere. I've got another RoboCop poster up here. Because I do like RoboCop.
Yeah.
That's the movie poster, and then next to that I've got another bookshelf, and that's got loads of kind of retro horror, or not retro, but vintage horror anthologies, and I've got loads of zombie novels and zombie books,
Okay.
um, and uh, and then I've got sort of some random stuff on the top. I've got um, I've got a
Psst,
big
sorry.
Ultra Magnus figure and a Dino bot and some other random stuff. A couple of Skeletors. I've got a Cara Dune up at the top. Credit Collection Cara Dune. Um, and some other random stuff about. My whole house is like a toy shop. Every single room has got toys in, even my bathroom. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, and soon I'm going to be doing my spare room. I'm going to be turning that into a another display room. I'm going to move all my DVDs and Blu-rays upstairs with all my books, and then have the rest of the room for displaying toys. So yeah, it's crazy. You can't move in my place without running into toys. They're everywhere.
So, what time do you usually have to go to bed? You haven't taken a sleeping pill yet, have you?
No, no, I won't have one tonight. Um, but I normally go to bed at about oh 8 or 9 o'clock. I go to bed really early normally. Um,
But yeah, you said we couldn't live stream on a Thursday. I thought maybe you had to be somewhere on a Thursday.
um, well, in the daytime, I couldn't. If you'd have wanted to live stream tomorrow morning, I couldn't do that because I help to teach English to um asylum seekers on a
Okay,
Thursday, and then in the afternoon I is music practice. That's when I go and practice drums.
okay.
Um, but I could do stuff in the evenings, but just not in the daytime. On Thursday is my only day where I have two things that I need to do.
Yeah, it sounded like your phone was ringing a few times, so I hope.
I know that's okay. That's my tablet. That's my other device.
Okay.
So yeah, that's okay. Um, yeah, cool. So I'll
Yeah,
probably think of say again.
Jason Fennell of Travels with Jason YouTube. He said hello to us, and I had to open
Hello.
I had to open up another tab on Facebook because this wasn't showing up. Let me. Yeah, it looked. I don't know. He tried. Looked like maybe he commented more than once. Let me try opening it again, but I'm gonna have to mute. I'll have to mute. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute the video on Facebook. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Jason is saying I only rooms that not got toys is my kitchen, which is retro looking with vintage adverts and nothing in the bathroom.
Oh,
Lol. Laughing out loud.
yeah, yeah. I've my bathroom hasn't got much in it, but I've got a stormtrooper head, which it was like an LED light up stormtrooper head, and I've got a bib Fortuna in there as well.
So those aren't just to hold toilet paper in or anything. They're not.
No, no.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, um, but I don't want to put too many toys in the bathroom, obviously, because when you have a shower and it's all hot and you get the steam and stuff, it would
Yeah,
damage anything on a card. So
yeah.
um,
I was asking Michael French a while back if for his custom carbon freeze chamber playset, if he was going to be adding like any fog to it to make it look like the carbon freeze chamber in the movie, and I think he said that he couldn't do that because moisture from the fog would mess up the plastic.
right, okay, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, my friend has just bought a fog machine um, for his videos. It looks really cool.
Yeah, there was that other guy on this other British man on YouTube. I think his name's Michael Chapman. Is that his name?
I don't know.
I thought it was somebody you knew or had live streamed with once before. He did a video like around Halloween of showing off this pumpkin that he carved.
No, that doesn't sound familiar. No.
Tez would probably know who he is. Maybe it's somebody that Tez knows.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Either Tez or Jason might know who that is.
Yeah.
But it was another British like toy collector, and I think another British guy who's likes horror.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you think he might be called Michael Chapman?
yeah, it's Michael Chapman was the guy's name.
Okay.
And I told you
Mm,
earlier, I haven't watched Werewolf yet. I haven't gotten around to watching those yet.
yeah, I need to finish up watching those. Some of them were really good, and some of them were a bit silly, really. But I quite enjoyed them. I do like werewolf stuff. So yeah, I'll probably finish watching them. I think I got about halfway through. But didn't you say they only did that one season?
Yeah, it only lasted one season. I don't know what the problem was, if they were just ran out of money, or if it. I think they kept changing the night it was on because the first night it was on was. It seemed like it was around the time the Lost Boys came out in theaters. The first
Okay.
episode was on like on a Saturday night on Fox TV on back in '87. But it was a it was with commercials. It was a 2 hour TV movie. The first episode, and then every other episode that they showed was just a half hour long. And I think
Yeah.
by then they started changing the night it was on. It would either I think they might have kept it on Saturday nights, but then they moved it to Sunday nights, and it just kept changing the night it was on. So I think that probably just hurt the
Oh,
ratings. They kept changing the night it was on.
yeah.
But
Oh,
I think I think the problem is always with TV shows, a Friday night or a Saturday night was never really a good night to have a TV show on the air because not enough
okay.
people would be home.
Right.
But
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think
Mm,
it was just one of those issues where it just needed to be on the air consistently on a night when there would be enough people home to watch.
yeah.
But then I found out it wasn't even Fox, even though it aired on the Fox network, it wasn't a show that they produced.
Oh,
It was it was Columbia Pictures TV, which that later merged with TriStar Pictures and
yeah,
TriStar
yeah.
Pictures TV, and then Columbia TriStar got bought out by Sony. So now Sony owns all of them. So it's Sony that owns that show now.
Oh, okay. Oh, I did think the werewolf looked really good, especially in the pilot episode. Um, I think it was a classic '80s looking werewolf, with the big shoulders and hunched back and very sort of canine, long, very similar to the ones in The Howling. Um, I think it looks really good. I like the um, I like the werewolves in The Howling. I think that they're a really good design. I I like American Werewolf in London, but I don't think the werewolf was the best design.
Probably
Um,
not.
I like werewolves that stand up on two legs. Um, yeah, yeah, and of course the werewolf in Monster Squad as well. That's a cool werewolf.
Yeah, and that's coming out in 4K now.
Is it?
Yeah, the Monster Squad, at least in the US, there's going to be an Ultra HD 4K release. It's had DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, and now it's getting an Ultra HD 4K release.
Oh, cool. I've got it on DVD. Um, I used to love that film as a kid. It was really enjoyable, good fun. It was it was it was the director of Monster Squad. His previous film was Night of the Creeps.
Yeah, I saw Night of the Creeps on Turner Classic Movies a few years back. That movie is just kind of silly, though. I mean, it's scary, but I think it was probably a lot scarier when it first came out. But
Yeah, maybe. I think it's gained cult status. I think because there's so many silly lines in it, and I mean it's not camp, but it's yeah, it is silly. With those slugs wiggling around everywhere and stuff, and it's yeah, I enjoyed it. I one of my subscribers suggested that I check it out, so I um I went with her recommendation and I got it and I really enjoyed it actually. Um,
yeah, it. I think it's like Night of the Comet, where it both movies kind of spoofed like 50s and 60s zombie movies. In
right,
fact,
yeah,
this at the start of Night of the Creeps, it starts off back in either the late 50s or early 60s.
yeah,
And I think that's what starts it. They find like the zombie corpse of a guy that had one of those things stuck in him,
yeah,
and it starts spreading over this college campus.
yeah. Yeah, I thought it was good fun though. It was very cheesy um and very 80s. So yeah, I did enjoy that.
Yeah,
Um,
that was one I almost bought on DVD a while back because the DVD was just so cheap. It was only like about $8 or $9 for the DVD,
oh,
and now I think it's out on Blu-ray. There might be a four, either there's a 4K out or there's going to be a 4K.
I don't know. I got it on Blu-ray. I tried to I bid on a there was one on eBay that was signed by the cast, by the main cast. And I did try to get that, but I got outbid. It went for quite a lot of money in the end. But no, it's a good little film actually. It's pretty good. I'll probably watch that again this Halloween.
Yeah, it's a bit scary, but it's not as scary as probably when it first came out.
No, I mean I didn't find it scary at all. I mean it is just silly. Um,
But then Turner Classic Movies showed it late night on a Saturday night, like late one summer. They showed it back to back with Terror Vision, and Terror Vision's just silly.
right, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've seen all of that. I've seen some of it.
Terror
Um,
Vision, it's got Mary Warnoff is in it, who was in Death Race 2000, Rock and Roll High School. She was in a bunch of the Roger Corman movies back in the 70s. And
Okay.
then she played the demon in the first Warlock movie.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He, Julian Sands, I think he died recently, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he did. He disappeared while he was like hiking on some mountains, and then they found his remains.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I heard that he died, but I didn't get any details. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
he disappeared. He was mountain climbing, he disappeared, and then they later found some months later they found his remains on
Oh, shit.
somewhere in the area where he was mountain climbing.
Oh, my God.
He was also in that movie Gothic that's about Mary Shelley, the lady who wrote the original Frankenstein book.
Oh,
He
yeah,
played
yeah, yeah.
he played Mary Shelley's husband in that movie, Percy Shelley.
He was in quite a few films back in the 80s. I think he was in Boxing Helena as well.
Yeah, he was in Boxing Helena, and he was in Gothic, and he was in the Warlock movies.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think he was in
Oh,
Dario. I think he was in the Dario Argento Phantom of the Opera movie.
oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Wow. Oh dear. Huh.
Oh, and Diane Franklin was in Terror Vision. She was one of the two princesses in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and she was in a bunch of '80s movies. She was in The Last American Virgin, and then she was in Amityville Horror 2: The Possession.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's another film I need to get, Amityville. I haven't seen that since, oh man, since I was quite young.
Yeah, I have the DVD of the first movie, and then I've got the DVD of the second movie, but I've never owned any of the Blu-rays.
Right.
But it seemed like the second movie used to come on cable almost all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it was trying to be Poltergeist, really, wasn't it?
Uh, I don't know. It seemed like the second movie was trying to be like The Exorcist.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
And now, Jason's saying he's night, lads. I'm off to sleep now.
See you, Jason. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, he's going to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, I should probably think about doing the same.
Yeah, well, it's still sunny where I'm at, so I'll probably be up for a while. It's not
Yeah.
it's not midnight yet here. It's still daytime in California.
Yeah, what is it, about 5 o'clock or something? Or
Uh, it's after 4 o'clock.
uh-huh. Yeah. Cool. Well, I suppose I better think about turning it in then.
Okay. Well, have a good night.
Thanks, man. It was good to talk to you. We'll
And
have to do it again. Hopefully, you'll be able to get to the bottom of the whole YouTube StreamYard business
yeah,
next time.
I don't I don't know what's going on because I could stream here from StreamYard without having to use OBS.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I might be able to try it again with on YouTube without using OBS because I couldn't I could just stream audio from OBS. I couldn't get video to work.
Yeah.
And since
So
I'm not,
this is just streaming on Facebook, is it?
it's streaming on StreamYard and Facebook. So, but since I don't have a paid account, it won't be recorded to StreamYard, but it could get saved on YouTube. I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see
Yeah.
if Facebook saves it or not.
Yeah, I didn't even know that you could stream on Facebook.
Yeah, I didn't know either till I watched that video. So I figured, okay, well maybe we can try live stream. Maybe we just two of us try it onto
Yeah.
Facebook. So that worked on Facebook. I just wish it would have. I could have figured something out to get it to work on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, maybe next time it'll be all right. Maybe you'll be able to find out what to do. I think because I've never hosted any live streams, because I do everything on my phone, and I think it would be a bit too difficult on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not sure how that would work. Um, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens next time.
Okay.
We can always do it on Facebook again.
Yeah, I just it's just I'd rather do it on YouTube because I know YouTube will save the video. It's just I don't
Yeah,
know if Facebook will save the video because StreamYard won't save it, won't record it unless you have a paid membership on there.
yeah. Is that like a monthly subscription thing?
I think maybe it is.
Yeah,
But I don't know if I would use it enough really to where it would be worth it.
yeah. You need to be really doing it every week, don't you, to be worth paying for? Um, oh well, we
Mm.
got there in the end.
Yeah, it looks like you're already in bed now.
Yeah, I'm just lying on my bed because I plugged my phone in, and that just happens to be where my charger was. So I just thought I'd lie down and carry on the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, well, I had this set on Facebook and StreamYard to where only our friends will see the video and our friends will see it. So I didn't it's not public, so if Facebook saves it, then it's not going to be a public video outside of our friends list
Yeah,
other
yeah,
than friends of friends.
yeah. Well, that's no problem. No problem. It's just a shame that it didn't work earlier on, for the YouTube one.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's just that they recommend that you download a software which I couldn't figure out. I tried downloading OBS because that's free software, streaming software, and I could only stream audio. I couldn't get the video to work on it. It seemed so complicated.
yeah,
So they recommend that you just stream with your webcam, but if you do that, it's just you. You can't, aside from having a chat, you can't invite people from the chat onto StreamYard.
right, yeah, yeah. No, that's frustrating.
You can
Well,
do Q&A and polls with the chat room. You just can't. I don't think it would give you an option to stream with anyone else.
yeah, yeah. That's quite annoying. Um, Maybe you can get it straightened out, and figure out what was the issue. Because we did it last time. I know there was a an echo when we did it last time, but I mean that went onto YouTube fine, didn't it?
Yeah, but I did that as a test live stream, and I tried using those same settings, and it still seemed like they wanted you to upload some sort. They wanted some sort of streaming software uploaded, and that they you had to send them all this information. was just complicated to figure out.
Yeah. Oh. Well, if it doesn't work next time, we'll have to do it on Facebook again.
Yeah.
But it is a shame. I understand that you'd rather it be on YouTube to be saved on there, but
Because I don't know if Facebook's going to save this. StreamYard
yeah,
won't
no,
save it unless you're paid.
yeah, yeah. Well, we'll have to see. Um, but it was good to talk to you and hang out for a while. That was really good. Thanks, man. Thanks for
Mm-hmm.
inviting me on.
Mm-hmm. And thank you. Yeah, we'll have to try this again because I'd rather do it on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. Well, keep our fingers crossed for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, dude. Well, I'm gonna head off.
Okay,
Nice,
good night.
nice to talk to you, Tim.
Yeah, nice
Enjoy
to
the
talk.
rest of your day.
Thanks, and you have a good night.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Mm-hmm. Good night.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Okay, now